How goes it, everyone? I am the world famous Fat Kid, and today it is week 18 of the NFL season. Picks. Last one of the year, unless I do something for the playoffs. I don't know what I'm going to do there. Oh boy, it's been a fun year. Little hectic, a lot of referee interference. But we're going to finish out strong this year. First year doing this. I feel good. I like it. Winning record. I'm hoping to not break 100 losses, but I'm at 99. So I don't think there's a chance that I'm going to stay under. Something to improve upon next year. That's how we're going to look at it. First off, we got 2 games on Saturday, both with playoff implications. Now, the first game will be the Pittsburgh Steelers going up against the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens already locked up the number 1 seed. Steelers, I believe, are in a win and in situation because Houston is playing Indy, and they are the 2 teams ahead of Pittsburgh. So whoever loses gets bumped out, and I think Pittsburgh could sneak in. There may be tiebreakers depending on, I believe, Cincinnati or somebody else. I think Pittsburgh is a control their own destiny. Baltimore already have the number 1 seed. I'm fairly certain they're going to rest most of, if not all of their starters. They may play a series, but I doubt that. They don't want them to get hurt. I would pick Baltimore to win, but since they've already got number 1 locked up, I'm going to take Pittsburgh. They're playing for the playoffs. Baltimore's already in. Pittsburgh wins. I know it's in Baltimore. You may argue, but it's going to be first stringers against second stringers. Pittsburgh should win that matchup. Then we go Houston and Indianapolis. Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts, both looking potentially for the division. If Jacksonville loses, winner of this will win the division. Winner of this, I believe, gets slotted into the playoffs. So this is a win and in, potentially division winning game. Indy coming off of the win against the Raiders, 23-20. Didn't look the greatest, didn't look terrible. Houston just, they handled Tennessee easily. I think Houston is the better team. So I'm going with the Texans. C.J. Stroud should win Rookie of the Year. There should be no argument. Texans make the playoffs. Then we're going to go to the Sunday games. Tampa Bay Bucks going up against the Carolina Panthers, looking to win the NFC South. Bucks just need to win and in. But Carolina already has the number 1 pick. Well, they're locked into the number 1 pick, but that pick is Chicago's because of the trades. I think Carolina is going to play spoiler. They're at home. They want to go out on a good high note. I think Carolina wins. Carolina beats Tampa Bay. I'm not very confident about it, but I think there's going to be some spoilers played, and Carolina's one of them. Next, moving on, Cleveland Browns going up against the Cincinnati Bengals. Browns are locked into the playoffs. I think they're locked at the number 5 seed, so they can't go anywhere. I just read something that they're going to sit their starters. Cincinnati playing to get into the playoffs. I think they need help. But biggest thing is they need to get the win. I believe they do it. Cincinnati plays their starters. Cleveland plays their backups. Cincinnati should beat the Cleveland backups. So Cincinnati Bengals. Next, Minnesota Vikings going up against the Detroit Lions. Minnesota, very slim chances at the playoffs. I don't think they're going to make it. Detroit potentially could go up to the 2, I believe. Or maybe they're. No, they could go up to the 2. Because if Philly wins, Dallas loses, Philly gets the 3 seed for the division, I think. God, there's so many moving parts. If Detroit can move up to the 2, they're going to try for it. Plus, Dan Campbell, he's aggressive. We saw it against the Cowboys. He wants to win. They may only play the starters for the first half, but I think Detroit wins. I think they still have a shot at the 2, so they're going to go for it. They're going to look to beat the Vikings, and if they're up 2 scores plus by the start of the fourth quarter, we'll probably see starters being benched. I don't know. Final week of the regular season's always weird, but I'm going with Detroit. Next, AFC East matchup. We got all divisional matchups this week, of course. That's how they've set it up for the last few years. New Jersey Jets going up against the New England Patriots. 2 bad teams, one with bad luck because Aaron Rodgers 4 plays in at the very beginning, so far, so long ago, week 1. Oh, we're now at week 18. Oy. Jets, Patriots, both bad teams. Both don't know what they're doing with quarterbacks. But the Jets defense is better. They've shown that they can put up points. Patriots can hang with the division rivals, and that's essentially it. But I'm taking the Jets. Moving on. Atlanta Falcons going up against the New Orleans Saints. Falcons kind of just fluttering the last few weeks. They're not really doing much of anything. They had promise at the beginning of the year. I've already said this, and then they just kind of fizzled out. And then they have a, hey, we won a game, and then they go back to being garbage. I don't know. Saints, kind of the same thing. Had high hopes for them at the beginning of the year, but this is potentially a division-winning game if Tampa Bay loses. New Orleans can still sneak into the playoffs. They have to win, and then they need a little bit of help. But I think they win this game. I think the Saints make the playoffs. Well, I think they win the division. I think. I don't know. I got the Saints winning this game. It's probably not going to be very good. Next, Jacksonville Jaguars going up against the Tennessee Titans. Titans are a mess. Will Levis, I don't know his status. He got hurt last week. Jacksonville, who knows what's going on with them. But they hold their destiny in their hands. They have the division right here. They got it. All they have to do is win. And I think they will. They end up beating Tennessee. They take the division. Houston and Indy have to fight for a wild card. Then we're going late Sunday. Seattle Seahawks going up against the Arizona Cardinals. Seahawks have been a weird team this year. Going toe-to-toe with some of the best teams and then just looking like garbage against some of the bad teams. Whatever. It happens. Taking on the Cardinals, which upset against Philly last week. This is another one of those spoiler games. I think Arizona beats Seattle. It's a divisional game. Arizona's playing slightly better. They've shown that they can hang with the big boys. Arizona wins, kicking Seattle out of a playoff spot. Yeah. Next, Chicago Bears going up against the Green Bay Packers. Packers need to win, and they're in the playoffs. Bears, they're looking forward to the number 1 pick next year. That's all there is to that one. It's in Lambeau. Green Bay just smoked a division rival in the Vikings. They're looking good. They're feeling good. Green Bay gets the win. They're in the playoffs. Next, Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers, whatever. Chiefs just clinched the AFC West for the 8th straight year. Woo! And Chargers, Chiefs win. They could still potentially move up to the 2 seed if Miami loses. Kansas City has to win. They, of course, want as many home games as they possibly can get. They're playing for seeding. Kansas City wins. Next, Denver Broncos going up against the Las Vegas Raiders. Broncos have a slim chance at the playoffs if they win. Raiders, mathematically eliminated. They're done for the year. But I'm hoping they want to go out with a bang. A win at home would be the icing on the cake. It'd still be a losing record. But it'd give us something. It'd give us Raiders fans something to be hopeful for. So I'm going with the Raiders. I'm being a homer this week. Sue me. Next up, Philadelphia Eagles going up against the New Jersey Giants. The Giants took it to the Rams. That was a real close game last week. Couldn't get it done. Philly falling to Arizona. Philly's playing for the division, so they're not going to rest their starters. They're going all out. They want the division. They want the higher seed. Philly wins. Philly should win this game. I can't say easily because they struggled a couple weeks ago against the Giants, but I think Philly will refocus and get the win. Next up, Los Angeles Rams going up against the San Francisco 49ers. Both teams already in the playoffs. San Francisco, number 1 seed. Rams, I think they can slide in the wild card. I'm not 100% sure. San Francisco is going to be benching their starters. So I'm going with the Rams. They're doing a tune-up game before the wild card round. That's how I'm looking at it. So I'm taking the Rams in this one. Next up, Dallas Cowboys going up against the Washington Commanders. Cowboys looking for the division title. Washington just looking to end the season. Dallas is the better team. Dallas should win. I would love to say Washington plays spoilers, which is a divisional game. You never know. But I gotta put it on Dallas. That's my pick, and I'm sticking to it. Then, to finish out the season, Sunday Night Football, Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins for the AFC East division. Oof. Neither team really looking all that good. Miami getting shellacked by Baltimore. Buffalo just eking out a win against New England, but it is a divisional rival, which those games are always competitive. They're more competitive than they're not. We'll go with that. I think Buffalo wins here, and they take the East, and Miami falls all the way down to, I believe, the 6th seed. It depends on Cleveland, but yeah, I'm taking Buffalo. So I got a couple spoiler teams in there. I got a couple locks, if you will, which we all know how those work out since I believe I picked Philly last week for a lock. But here you go. These are my picks. Screenshot them, follow at home. Let me know what you think. Tell me who you got. Tell me who your team is. All that fun stuff. And for now, we're going to say this is it. Until I do the recap for Week 18, I got to figure out what I'm doing for the playoffs. So, give me some time for that. But, today, we're done. So, Till next time, it is what it is. Later.